It's hot. Any questions before we start?
I'm having trouble treating anxiety and fear with compassion.
Okay, we're gonna do it.
Okay.
So, yeah, difficult emotions, yeah.
It is, I just don't understand what it means to treat it with compassion.
Okay, maybe the image that we use in the, I did this with frustration, anger, and fear for my Wednesday group. And so if you want to listen to the Wednesday one, it's a real, well, I think it's good meditation. But basically it's the recognizing it, but then in that meditation, this one, it talks about opening your arms. I use the image of having it in your hands. And then, treating it with compassion. So you're not feeling it here. It's outside you.
Oh, it's outside your body.
Yeah. Because that's one of the things I'm going to talk about later about when we say, I'm so anxious. We're taking that identity on.
Mm-hmm.
But I was taught to say, anxiety is here. See the difference?
Yeah.
It's not a permanent state. Or if I'm sad, sadness is here. So you're not saying, I'm sad. That makes it like I'm a sad person forever.
Yeah.
Or I'm an anxious person forever. So I'll talk about that a little bit later.
Okay.
It's a changing the perspective. And then we're looking at it more objectively, like a trigger makes you really angry.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way of stopping and going, ooh, anger is here. And that can stop that progression of the thoughts and everything.
I'm trying to use it on this cough. I've developed a really difficult cough, and it makes me very
Raise
anxious.
your hand. Yeah, I've got a frog in my throat today.
Yeah. It's like it makes me anxious that I'm never going to stop coughing. I'm never going to get my breath.
And what is that when we have something that happens and then we add to it? What's that called?
It's a second
arrow.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second arrow.
I'm shooting the second arrow at
You haven't heard about the second arrow
trying
yet.
to
Okay.
stop it.
And Mary Ellen hasn't either. The Buddha taught that pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. So pain happens, or a bad cough happens, and to somehow make it better, we fuss about it. We shoot a second arrow at ourselves. In some ways, that first arrow hits, it hurts, and then we send a second arrow to somehow fix it. Like say your child falls down and gets hurt. They're hurt, and you yell at them for running. That's a second arrow. You're sending a second arrow at them. So why am I looking at you?
I don't know.
You're in
So
trouble.
I'm going to go ahead and start because that was a little teaching before the starting.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to invite you. You're welcome. Invite you to take a comfortable seat, and I'm just going to begin with the bell, inviting the bell. Taking 3 deliberate breaths. Yeah, perfectly. So opening your eyes, welcome everyone to the Mindfulness Tree Meditation Community. It's wonderful to see you, and new folks, this is wonderful. I know we're moving into vacation time, and some have said that they aren't going to be here. We're going to begin with our sitting meditation on looking at the chapter on caring for strong emotions. And then it's going to be followed by the walking meditation. And I'll just give a few instructions, like Mary Ellen, this is her first time here, and just some instructions on the walking meditation. But in this chapter, the author talks about our consciousness, what we're aware of, is divided into 2 layers. The one is the mind consciousness. So we're sitting in the room, we know, come on in. And we're sitting in the room, we notice other people. This is what's happening. Our consciousness, we're noticing what's going on around us. It's sort of our waking mind. You wake up in the morning, that's the mind consciousness. Then we have what's called the store consciousness. And these are things with, and probably psychology would call it the unconscious. It's all of the different things that are maybe under the surface like that. But a trigger can happen and it can bring one of the seeds that are down there dormant up to the surface. And it might trigger anger or frustration or sadness or, did I say anger yet? Anger, fear, thank you, fear. And it comes from that store. And the way the author, I think it's really, really good the way she talks about it, that in that store consciousness are wholesome qualities such as gratitude and kindness, compassion, those types of things. But there are also the seeds of unwholesome behaviors such as anger and fear, frustration, things like that. They're all there and they can come to the surface. And she uses the image of the living room, that our waking mind is this living room that we're living in. And then all of a sudden from the basement comes this maybe nasty thought. Hi, Marianne, nice to see you. And so there are 5 steps on page 60 that she gives as a way of dealing when those things arise. We're going to go into a meditation about it too. But to recognize the strong emotion, and that's where, Heather, I was talking about, anger is here. Anger has come up from the basement, made itself present in the living room. Accept it doesn't mean you just roll over and play dead. It's not a fatalistic type of thing. Embrace it, which is what we're talking about. That's difficult to do, but we can skillfully learn how to do that. And then look deeply into it. The causes of it, the trigger, and all of those things, and allow insight to arise. And so that's where the compassion comes. Say a trigger brings back something from your childhood that was painful. A way of looking at it is say, that poor child, had to put up with that person who was not patient with them. And it's a different way of looking at our experience. So we don't look at our experience and do that cycle of making it worse by ruminating over it and that sort of thing. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to ask you to think about an incident. And I'm going to use the meditation from the book where frustration, anger, or fear, or perhaps anxiety, one of those unwholesome states arose for you. And it could be something recently, like somebody was rude to you, or there was something that really sort of set you off, which is that seed coming up. And it entered into your living room. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, please don't make it a 10 of an issue you've been working on for years and years that has got layers and layers. Something that maybe it was just an encounter with another person, a misunderstanding, that type of thing. So as we go into the meditation, I'll walk through it. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at it. And so sometimes meditation, we can work on things. It's not just, bringing that calmness and the peace, which of course we want to have in meditation. But it's a way of, as our author says, embracing. Doesn't mean we like it. Now notice that. We don't have to like it. But we can embrace what is present. Now we can invite it to leave. Go back to the basement. Go back to your workshop, that sort of thing. So I am going to use the book on this. So this is in chapter 5. So if you want to review it, I'll add a few things to it that I like to do. But what I'm going to do is invite the bell as we begin. And I'll lead you through the meditation. And at the conclusion, I have a poem I'm going to read. And then we'll go to the sanctuary for walking meditation. And so with the walking meditation, I encourage you then to take whatever arose in the meditation with you, but allow it to settle into your body, coming down to your feet. You begin. Listen, listen. The sound of the bell brings me back to my true self. So taking few deep breaths. On the exhale, allowing the body to settle, to arrive. Welcome yourself home to your true self. Just take a moment to be aware of your posture, aligning the spine, bottom to top, feet on the floor, or if you're sitting in a cross-legged position, feet under the body. Bringing a sense of awareness to this moment. Hands can be in your lap, on your upper thighs, however it's comfortable. In this meditation on embracing strong emotions, I will invite you to bring to mind a slightly difficult or challenging moment that you experienced recently, but not a major or particularly traumatic one. It's best to begin with what is easier. Or you could bring to mind a situation that happened some time ago, but that involves a sticky or difficult emotion you often encounter in your life and are curious about. Please note if at any point you feel overwhelmed, pause, open your eyes, connect with places in your body that are making contact with the seat, and awareness to colors and shapes in the environment. And after this, if you feel more settled, you can resume the practice. Or simply shift mindfulness of the body and mindfulness of breath. As you sit in this comfortable position, allow the body to open and settle. Feel the solidity and stability of the earth and let it hold you. Allow your body to rest within the support of the earth, to which we are so connected. Into this place of support, we invite mindfulness. Pali word is sati. It means openness, softness, receptivity, spaciousness, investigation. And mindfulness is like a dear friend who walks alongside us during this meditation, offering that support, offering the ability to investigate, to inquire, of bringing about a softness and the ability to be with whatever is present. Now I invite you to connect with your body and the experience of breathing in and breathing out. Allow yourself to enjoy the natural flow of the breath and how the breath just knows what to do. There's no need to manage the breath. It will take care of itself. And like mindfulness, it is your companion through this meditation and throughout life. Now I invite you to let your attention sweep through your body to release places of holding tension, beginning with your head, your face, the jaw, shoulders, the belly, the legs, and any other places that might need your attention. And notice if there are places in the body that feel good, pleasant, or neutral, where things are just okay. It can be helpful in this type of meditation to first resource yourself. So as well as bringing to mind mindfulness as a dear friend, you can bring to mind a place, a person, or an animal that helps you feel safe and connected. Visualize the characteristics of this being or place and connect with the positive feelings you have when you're close to this being or in this place. Breathe these feelings into your body and into your mind and allow them to nourish you. Feeling safe, feeling supported, feeling connected. Now allow the difficult emotion to be here. Imagine yourself back in that situation and notice what emotion or emotions rose. Was it anger, worry, fear, sadness, doubt, shame, disappointment, or something else? Whatever it was, notice how it feels in you right now. What are its qualities? You feel it in your body. It's a heaviness. Tension. Anything else? Now, as you encounter this difficult emotion, remember that mindfulness is with you. It is with you as you are with this emotion. And with mindfulness, I invite you to breathe in and out, recognizing the emotion, calling it by name. Instead of pushing it away, become familiar with it. Stay present with it. I see you, sadness. I see you, anxiety. Notice as we bring curiosity and investigation, instead of trying to own it, you might look at it differently. Breathe in and out. Staying focused on what you experience in your body. Mindful awareness offers acceptance to this painful emotion. Not that we like it, but rather that we accept that it's here. You may want to run away from the pain, push it away. But mindfulness is here. And mindfulness helps you to give it space and even offer it friendship. Feel yourself opening to accept, actually befriend this painful emotion to whatever extent you can. Now, with this gentle opening towards your experience, you can embrace this part of yourself, accepting it even more deeply. You might want to imagine opening your arms to it and offering love and care just as you would a crying baby or a small child who just needs compassion and care. And also imagine holding it in your hand gently and lightly. Release any judgment towards your emotion and see if you can bring in the energy of tenderness and compassion. My dear emotion, I am here for you, holding you. I will take good care of you. I won't leave you or abandon you. Let yourself express whatever wants to come to this part of yourself that perhaps has been rejected many times. Now, it finally gets the care it needs. And now, it's possible. Release this emotion from your arms or from your hands and let it go. And then return to your breath. Just notice how your body feels right at this moment. Perhaps the tension has released. Perhaps there is a lightness. Whatever is present, know that you can handle. Perhaps returning to that place or person or animal that offered you support. And knowing that throughout the day, throughout this next week, if anything arises from that basement, you have the ability to approach it, hold it, and to let it go. So we're keeping with our author's analogy of the living room. To share with you a poem I've shared before that's entitled The Guest House by the Sufi poet Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He or she may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide in the beyond. Thank you for your practice. And now we're going to move to walking meditation in the sanctuary. And I'll just take a moment in the hallway to give some instruction to Mary Ellen. So as you get into the sanctuary, just take a moment, because I won't be there to invite the bell. But then just begin your walking on your path. At the end of the path, stop. Notice what's present, turn around, and begin walking back. Just making your path about 5 yards or so, and trying not to cross over where somebody else is walking. Just remember that the purpose of our walking meditation is to walk. Perhaps bring whatever might be in the mind down into the body and into the each step.